friends, we are back again here, and guess what? I got the rolling chair, and it is so much fun.
It's better than the hot seat, she said. Yeah.
Yes, it definitely is. And guess who do we have in the hot seat today, Sue? And of course, this is Divya and Landy here, and we have put Sue in the hot seat. She's watching it, but it's okay.
And you have no idea what we're going to ask.
No idea. No idea what you're going to ask.
So Sue, so many times what happens is, there are people they're ready to rock and roll, and they're ready to get started and make a difference and change their lives and change others' lives. But then that self-nagging doubt will come in, right? And it will just like, okay, oh no, you shouldn't go for this.
Mm-hmm.
And we have talked about, one doubt that comes through the mind is it's about the time. But then a bigger doubt that comes in is, oh, this program is too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. This is not the time.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you think about that, and how would you answer them?
Well, it depends a couple of different ways. The first thing is, you know what? For some people, it is too expensive, and they can't afford it. And guess what? Those people aren't your ideal clients, okay? Or there may be other ways that you could help them. Perhaps you have a more affordable program where you can send them in a different direction or give them a book and something to get started until maybe they get to the point where money isn't such an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But the real thing is, expensive is the wrong word. I always say we are only vested in the things in which we invest, right? And there's three things we invest in life. We invest time, we invest effort, and we invest money. And so this is an investment. If somebody's going to work with you, they're investing, and that's a way of demonstrating value and an understanding that by putting this money into this program, they are going to save the cost and the expense of something else that's going to come in their life. Mm-hmm. So it comes back to, what does it cost you not to do this, right? So what it might cost you is the time that it would take to figure it out some other way, or the effort that it would take to continue going through life in a way that's not satisfying and continuing down paths that aren't working. And those kinds of things cost a whole lot more than money, generally speaking, with the exception of people who literally don't have the money. And once again, if that's an objection and it's true, then you get to the no quickly, right? Get to the no quickly, because there's no point in continuing to go there. Maybe find some other options, but it's not a cost and it's not an expense. Working with you is an investment for your ideal clients. Mm-hmm. Working with you could be a waste of money for somebody who's not your ideal client, and a waste of effort and time for you if they're not the person you ought to be working with. So it's never too expensive. It's either right or it's not.
Absolutely. And folks, Sue, I really love the way you put it, that it's an investment. Because think about it, folks, would you want to have a pilot who only had like 10 hours of flight time under his belt or her belt, and them flying a plane of 300 people, or even if it's 40 people? Lives are at stakes. So folks, I totally get what you're saying, Sue, is about the investment. Mm-hmm. You have invested your years in falling down and scraping your knees and bruising your shoulders, whatever,
all the things.
Yeah, all the things. Mm-hmm. And you have learned from that. You have invested. So what you're doing is you're preventing your potential client making those mistakes again. So that's what you talked about, the time and effort. So basically you're shortening their path to success.
Shortening their path, and remember, with the term investment, there should always be a return on it, right? Uh-huh. And the return needs to be greater than the investment. And so when you're looking at when your clients are looking at working with you, think about that yourself too. Is what that you're offering something that in the money is really just energy, right? It's an exchange of
it's a tool.
It's a tool, right?
It's a tool.
So when someone gives you some money, what can they expect back? What they ought to be expecting back, and what they ought to actually get back, is greater than any amount of money could ever possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
That's brilliant.
That is brilliant. And one thing I would like to highlight, what Sue said in the beginning is that, we are coming from a place of value, that if somebody's not able to invest with you, give them some guidance and direction, whether it's a book or whether it's scholarship, or guide them towards your lower program, or maybe even connect with somebody who may be the right fit. So the value focus from what I'm hearing, Sue, is that never leaves the center of your attention and your focus.
It never does, because if you are a heart-centered entrepreneur or coach or consultant, you want to help everybody. That's part of our problem sometimes in getting a business off the ground, but there are ways you can help everybody. It doesn't mean that everybody's your client, but of course you can bring value and help everybody who comes in your path, and we know that's what you want to do. That's what we want to do too.
Ah, I love that.
So,
Fantastic, great.
okay.
Well,
Thanks for that.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
Sue, for being in the hot seat.
Well, it's not such a bad seat. I don't think it was okay.
Oh, yeah, well.
Oh, wait till
Oh,
have
there's
next
another
another
time.
question. Another question. We'll see what I think next.